Epa, Gustavo. 1 2 1 2. Round 2. Yes, we're back. Had a stream crash earlier. But what do we do when that happens? Hey, get back up and go at it again. We're still at the shop. Sky's the limit smoke shop. Friday evening. There's Tracy. What's Tracy saying? Gemini Moon in the house. Fast Hemi. Welcome in. At first I thought dwarf was really a little person when I heard his name. Haha. Well, I'm not that tall. You're probably taller than me, Tracy. All right, we back. We were reading off a couple reports. Just a quick recap for those that didn't catch the stream earlier. I even did a quick stream off the phone explaining what had happened. Something went hairy with the streaming software here. And it kept actually streaming for a bit. I had to jump back on and stop the stream. So heads up if you're watching the stream later towards the end. Yeah. But we back now. Feeling good, ready for the weekend. It's been a good day here at the shop. Business is good. And it could always be better. It could always be better, folks. Actually, speaking of business and stuff, we've got a product right quick. Forgot to show them yesterday. We showed them last time, I think, when they first came in, but it's a little well past 420, so everyone should be ready. But we got the ganja socks. Come get your ganja socks. Who doesn't like a nice, fresh pair of socks? He's got a nice little comfy flavor, stony feely to them. Look, you could even get the Ras ones there. Rasta man, come get your socks, man. Come get your ganja socks for the ladies and all you heads out there. There's more colors here. There's more flavors. Here our camera. Look at that. Yeah, cool socks, huh? Camera's going crazy. I'm over here. Does Bigfoot wear socks? I don't know. All right. So yeah, a couple reports we read off from the Bigfoot mapping project. And we'll pull it up again really quick. We won't read them. I could tell you off the top of the head. One was out of Florida. And they were talking about it leaving tracks with oily tracks. It was beating up also, like the oil on the tracks. I wonder if it left dermal ridges. Did they try casting the tracks, or did they try somehow extracting the oil or something? What do you do with the oil? I know there's people out there that have claimed to have collected some of this oily stuff. Do you somehow extract it and put it in a little jar for sale? Yes, we do, Fast Hammy, and we could. We've actually shipped to the UK. Our good friend Neil Warden. Where is Neil? Neil's missing with Bigfoot and Waldo. Hopefully he's doing well. But yeah, he got his purchases really quick. And where else have we've shipped to Illinois before and a few other states. So yeah, we don't ship too much, but it's possible. So yeah, tap in with us. Fast Hemi, I don't know if you're on oh yeah, take a dab of that. Ooh. Oh man. What's cooking tonight, Jackie? What's on the menu? Jackie's always cooking up something good. I could only imagine going out squatching with her. Cooking is a good skill to have under your belt when you're out in the field, let me tell you. Especially if you're holding down base camp. Some people don't like to leave base camp. I do. I like to get the heck out of base camp. But some people, some people even say that they get more action there at base camp, which it's possible. And it does happen. Sometimes you're kicking back at base camp and things just happen there. You hear things. So yeah, it is a thing. But I like to get out, go for a walk, go for a hike, go explore and see what you find, see what you experience, right? And there's Chi sounds. You making sounds, Chiro sounds? Chi, you got to bring your instruments as well. Whenever we hit the field, that's another thing. Last time I did bring the drum, which is a good thing. Maybe we should get Bigfoot one of these fidget faders too. I think they'd like that. I got these other what is it? The fidget spinners as a gifting. I carry it in my pack just in case I want to gift Bigfoot something. I have that and a few other things that I usually carry with me. And we have those available, those fidget spinners available here at the shop too. I've put them out there. No one's bought any. No one wants to get Bigfoot a gift from us. Corn cooked by a fire is really good, says Tracy. Yeah, I heard that's how they discovered popcorn, the Incas. Is that true? Who decided to put a little butter on top? I don't know. Did they do that too? I wouldn't doubt it. And who was it? Wizard. We're talking about. He said he wants to go to Peru. There's David Blaylock stepping in hot. Yeah. Keeping it squatchy up in Oregon. Yeah, so peep those 2 new reports there. There's several other ones you can check out, even over here in Cali. And if you do want me to read them for you, I did on the last stream that crashed. But this is round 2, folks. And we're ready. Let's do this. Where were we going? Let's see. We'd like to bring up any Bigfoot news or anything related to the hairy beings. What up, David? And super cool that you're going on live also, man. We got to jump on. You got to jump on with me at some point so we could chop it up. And I know you could chop it up, especially with those the knives you got. Watch out. Bros up in the building holding it down. 2 punk shows this weekend at the Asylum. Don't forget, folks, if you're in the area, if you're young or feeling young, or feeling like a punk, come on through and hang out. think they obviously music, food, and a good time. So last weekend's punk event went, I guess, that good that they're having two of them this weekend. So, and those even it could be any type of music. Anytime you get a lot of people together, got to be careful because things could happen. But overall, yeah, things working out here at the asylum. And hit us up, yeah. Look us up. Richard found us somehow. He got a hold of my brother. So bro's pretty easy to get a hold of. You can do a little homework. And yeah, he shared some footage with us. Some of these fast movers we're talking about, these UFO, UAP, call them what you want. And he's able to capture them even in Alaska. So they're in Alaska. We know Alaska is well known for all the high strangeness. They got their triangle up there. We're talking about the Sierra, what is it? The Nevada Triangle yesterday. With the news, the good news again, with the missing woman, the queen, beautiful queen missing out there in the Sierra Nevadas over 3 weeks, then found. Today's her birthday. We wished her happy birthday earlier, and we'll do it again. Happy birthday to you. And I'd love to hear your story. Hopefully she'll share with the world. And yeah, if you're over on Instagram, hit us up. We're over a little over 3K followers at the Sky's the Limit .la Instagram page there. We appreciate everyone and your support. Oh yeah. I told bro again yesterday we got to cut a commercial so we could just run the commercial. Boom again. That's the hotline. No one's called me yet. And we got a customer coming in. Hey. All right, where are we going with this? We are going to head over to, I think we're going to go to Reddit really quick, which is, I don't frequent Reddit too much, but I do dive in there every once in a while. I think it's a wild site. And I was looking into some Bigfoot stuff there. Let's make sure y'all could see that. Maybe some of you have posted stuff on this Bigfoot Reddit site. I don't know. Yeah, cool. All types of, Bigfoot related stuff here. Let's see, a little figurine there. Oh yeah, we got traffic coming in here. Yeah. All right. So I was checking out some other things here. Here we got Patty. Patty. Oh yeah. Ooh, look at this one. This one looks. It reminds me a lot of the one up in Happy Camp. I'm not sure what it's made of, but that is a groovy. I don't know if you'd call it a statue. Oof. Yeah, that one I seen. This tall silhouette figure. It was thin. Reminds me of this. We were all black. But yeah, it was like, it wasn't bulky. It was very thin and tall. Just went across the highway at some point. I couldn't see it when I went by. And I always like reading comments in some of these pages. Here's they're talking in MK and the Bluff Creek coming up there. Oh yeah, check out that guy's vest. Hmm. There's the oh. They saying they compared the beast to seven shoots to a gorilla there. And what is the beast of seven shoots holding there? If you're not familiar, this is the beast of seven shoots here. I think this was up in Canada. And if you look here, it looks like it's holding something. Some say it was a dog that had went missing, I think, in the area. Others say it was possibly a pig. Some composites here. There was someone was asking about the time machine yesterday. Well, there's the Squatch machine. Some people got their rigs really tricked out there. I'd love to flip my rig and have it really super teched out, ready for the field. Ha! That's a cool iron cutout there. That little birdhouse. All right. Bird's got a nice little spot there. There's a few other ones. There's something in here. Oh gosh, yes. So, we're always talking about munchies, snacks, and this. I think we are talking. People were talking snacking on bugs, different bugs people snack on. Just the other night, I think it was Garrow over on Midwest Night Watchers. Ooh, more traffic coming in. How about this one? I don't know. Is that something you'd put in your pack for the field? Oh no. Who's seen this? Where can you get these? It's made by you could see the brand there as well. 11 grams of protein, I think. Oh, Foxmart. Oof. Bro's looking for the sage right now. He's about to burn it up. You got to do that sometimes after people come in here, especially certain people. Sage must be lit. Yeah, this one's a cool one. Also, talks about the Washington State. What counties have the highest reports of Bigfoot? Washington being number one. And we were going to get into that. There's a couple other articles that'll bring us right back to that. Oh God, there he goes again. Bigfoot on the move. Yeah, there's also I keep in touch with news going on up north. And I was mentioning that most of my experiences have been up north. My explorations have been up north. And that's when we were trying to show the map of the areas, and the stream crashed earlier. And I believe I got the map this time. So whatever the reason was, they didn't want me to show Humboldt County at the time. We were talking about Humboldt. And if you look, hopefully you see my arrow there. That is the county. I like to refresh people's minds where it's at. Some people have no idea where it is. So it's way up there at the moment. We're way down here. Let's do it like this. There's Los Angeles. And if you go all along the coast there, all the way, this is all the Bay Area. We cross the bridge. Go that way, you could go up to 5. There's Mendocino. And then way up here is the county of Humboldt. And so I keep in touch with the news popping off up there. We were questioning what counties also last time were the biggest. And we know that San Bernardino, way down here. And it looks like, I don't know, maybe between Inyo County. Yeah, where you from? Inyo County. Yeah, Kern County. Between Kern County, I think Inyo might be the second biggest. Who knows that? Someone drop it in the chat. Welcome to anyone stepping in the place. So, Lost Coast Outpost for local news out of the Emerald Triangle, Humboldt County. I like to tap into Lost Coast Outpost and Redheaded Black Belt for my sources of news. Some of you go to other places, which is all good. But recently this year, Humboldt having the most submitted reports to the BFRO and most databases out there. It's California's Bigfoot's county. Oh yeah. And we've talked about how they're going to possibly make California's new mascot Bigfoot. Proposition 666. So here we go. Lost Coast Outpost. Local polls. They always got local this, local that. Local. And for those that don't know, Humboldt County and Del Norte County share where the Patterson-Gimlin Bigfoot footage was recorded. Also where the name Bigfoot was coined. So much stuff Bigfoot related and having to do, peace brother, to do with Humboldt County and surrounding counties too, But like I say, Humboldt gets the cake. We like cake. And so they had a poll for the county, and then also the surrounding. They also report news from the surrounding counties, the Emerald Triangle, so Mendocino, Trinity County, and most of the NorCal. You don't hear any SoCal news unless it's really crazy. It's very strange for those that haven't been or don't know about California. It's a huge state. And yeah, you don't have, unless you really dig for it, you don't hear the news from the Bay Area or the central part of California. You don't hear that news down here. And I wonder if they hear our news up there. I don't remember hearing our news down here up there, So anyway, so this is Lost Coast Outpost has did a local poll. Your opinion is very important, of course. How many Bigfoots have you seen? All right. And I seen this. This is from this year. So pretty cool article there. And there's Patty. Beautiful. Oh, Patty. Yes. Let's see. Today we received the glorious news that Bigfoot is finally being given their proper due at the state level. See, that's probably mentioning what we were just talking about. This is great news for Humboldt residents who claim more Bigfoot sightings per capita than anywhere else in the world. All right. Capiche? Roger that, Jackie, just south of Oregon there. Yeah, we get a lot of Oregonians in Humboldt, and vice versa. A lot of Humboldt heads would be up in Oregon. And so here, let's see, let's scroll on down. It says, but how many Bigfoot encounters have you personally had? Confess below. So here we got some percentages, and it says here 0 Bigfoots. Come on. This purport to be news site. 57% with that. So I'm telling you, it's not everyone in Humboldt believes in Bigfoot. You know, I've met a lot of people that totally, no way. Like the landowner, when I first moved in, I talked about living up in Honeydew. Hardcore hippie. Like, I mean, this guy looked like ZZ Top back in the day, but super hippie. And he was big into fairies. He was of Irish origin, and he had books on fairies and stuff. And had me, I talk about weed whacking these sweet peas before they bloom, or else the fairies would get pissed. The fairies would get pissed, man. And so I took that very seriously, and I made sure to get the weed whacking right on time before them fairies. Didn't want to piss him off. Found a fairy ring on the land ones too. That's when he told me about a pregnant woman should never sleep in a fairy ring, and I was like, "You got it." Wrote that down in the notes with all the other stuff I was jotting down and learning while I was up there. And then we got 20% of the folks in Humboldt County that say 1 Bigfoot. Pretty sure, yep, at least. So 20% of the residents up there have seen at least 1 Bigfoot. Pretty sure. At least. I like that. 4% with 2 Bigfoots at different times and places. Yeah. There's NorCal Bill. So, as you know, we talk here about residents of Humboldt County. NorCal Bill can maybe tell us what he's experienced living up that way, and maybe he could help bump up some of these percentages here. Come on, Bill, let us know. What are the people of Humboldt seeing? Are they seeing Bigfoots up there? I've seen 2, and I've had a lot of strange experiences with things that could be related to Bigfoots. All right. Let's see. Then we got 5% of Humboldt County residents. And you could you could probably include the neighboring counties as well. Del Norte, Siskiyou, Mendo. Going back, we're going to have to pull that map up again because I do have a county here in California. Yeah, there's a county named after me. And it's right up in the mix there. We touch with Eastern Mendocino, right? Pretty on your way up to Shasta, baby. All right, 5% with reporting 2 Bigfoots at the same time and place, and they were being romantic. Oof. You do get some strange reports out there. Send us in your romantic Bigfoot reports. We are definitely interested in that. And then we cruise on down here with 3% NorCal Humboldt residents with 3 Bigfoots. They were a power trio, covered a few Cream songs I recognized. 3%. 6%, 4 Bigfoots. To be fair, though, historically, I've been known to drink. Cheers, cheers. Yeah, a lot of drinking does go on up in Humboldt, as well as, little smoky pool. They smoke hills up up in there. Let me tell you about that county there, boy. 5%, more Bigfoots, interview me, Animal Planet. Get a hold of Bobo. All right. And the article doesn't end there, I think. So 1,378 votes casted there. And there's a cool little song here. Humboldt puts out quite a bit of stuff. What was it, those guys that were doing they had like almost, it was a radio show and they were pumping out Bigfoot stuff. Forget, but kind of paused there. Hopefully they crank that back up and get it going. I was sharing all that stuff, remix some of it, use some of their audio. Yeah, cool stuff. And there's been some recent shares out of the county as well. Our good, lovely friend, Juliana McGill, local Boltian. Yeah, she shared a cool, it was, I guess, a conference, you could call it. And it had a local lady from Humboldt County out of Leggett. We touched on that a couple streams back and started talking about the legend of Bigfoot and that store there and all the reports that I've heard of and that have actually a couple have been submitted to the BFRO, all from that area. And then that lady happens to have actually she was from Scotia, my bad, Scotia, but had an experience out in Leggett. That's what it is. Got that straight. And then she had another experience out towards Eddersburg. And all right, we're on shop duty now. Bro stepped out, so heads up in case we get any customers here. So it's always, again, interesting, and no matter what the articles may be, to tap into the comments. You find nuggets of stuff there, some nuggets that you don't want to find, and other nuggets that are golden information wise. And so here I was going through some of the comments, of course, and one here, the guest, this was 3 months ago. I witnessed some Bigfoot shenanigans in the early 90s that made the state and national news. Does that count? No Bigfoots, but I've seen Gumby. Probably tripping. Okay, this is a good one here. So, gold nugget over here. Sarah, trip out on this. And there's a couple of these golden nuggets. And actually, I'll read it like this. Sorry, I'm swinging that arrow around. So Sarah mentioned also 3 months ago, personally, I haven't seen one, but back in the very early 2000s, I worked developing photos and a dude from Willow Creek, oh yeah, brought in some pics he took, and one included Bigfoot, and it had me pretty convinced something odd was out there. I saw the negative and processed it myself, so no altering on that end. Another day, he brought in a different photo of Bigfoot that he had from the 70s, minus the negative, and he worked to enlarge it. Only semi successful as resolution was low back then. And that one was pretty convincing too. The guy had some cool stories. Woo! Who is this guy? Local in Willow Creek. I wonder who that was. Wonder if Eric, maybe over at the museum, might know. This guy, Jamu, with the Deadhead logo there. I've seen tracks in Prairie Creek, Redwoods Park. For real, yo. And this guy, me too. Lots of elk ones. Photographed over 60. Yeah, this guy over here is pretty wild with the comments. Have had well over 100 encounters. Any close encounters of the sixth kind? And then we scroll down here a little more. See if that other nugget pops up. And again, please tap it. Here's this guy. I'm not a big fan of this guy's channel, Basecamp Chris, but he's doing his thing. All right. All right. This is a great channel for those interested. First story is Jedediah Smith area. That's where we talked about that Dogman incident as well. That's come out of Jedediah Smith. Is it real? I don't know. More Dogman reports coming out of Oregon. Yeah. Is that really happening up there? I don't know, folks. Some say so. Here you got Politis's Hoopa Project book, which I have. It's a good one. Here they mention Inker, Brother Inker from Hoopa. Let's see. You should read the Hoopa Project. At least that's what I think the name of the book is. And talk to Inker McCovey. Yes, we've ran into Inker too along the Klamath and blessed us with his time and knowledge and some of the legends and actually encounters. His encounters been featured on Monster Quest and several other places. And Inker is also the dude that went out with Survivor Man Bigfoot, Les Stroud, Willow Creek episode, rad episode. Check it out, yo. That's all up in our areas there. Bless up everyone from NorCal. Let's see. I've never seen Bigfoot, but I had an experience in Washington. Yeah, love to hear that. Love the Washington stuff. A lot of stuff coming in from Washington lately. And then this one down here says, let's see. My sister told a similar tale that happened up in the Sierra. So she's relaying over to that Washington. This guy, leave Bigfoot alone, at least in Blue Lake. Juliana McGill would agree with that. And then Angie C says you don't often see them, but they're heard a lot. Any clear non-blob pictures? This Angie's asking. And then there was one that really, okay, here we go. What's up, brother? Yeah, as traffic continues to flow into the smoke shop here. It's been a good Friday, y'all. So here we go. This one is super interesting also. And it's by Anonymous, I believe. So it says, the film crew of Dead Man. Anyone seen the movie Dead Man? I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's the one. It's black and white with Johnny Depp. And who else comes out on that? It's a super good movie. It's about, the Wild West. And there goes Johnny again. Actually, Johnny's behind me. Some of you know, we got a groovy picture of a painting, actually, of Johnny Depp, super psychedelic, and is him as Hunter Thompson. So there goes Johnny again, because he's been in the radar because going back to the Nephilim giants, I've been talking about that particular scene. So they've been tying the clowns. People have been talking about the clowns lately, how it ties to possibly the Nephilim giants, and it got into the secret societies, the Shriners, Freemasons, and clowns this, clowns that. So the clowns have been on my radar, and it just reminded me again of that scene of Fear and Loathing when he goes into Bazooko's circus and he says, and he just huffed ether, I believe. And so he's feeling the effects of the ether. And then we got way more traffic coming in, y'all. We'll see. Might have to help bro out here. Um, and so yeah, he's on his way into Bazooko's circus. Bazooko's circus is a huge clown, and the entrance is the mouth of the clown. And some guys with fezzes are walking right by him, and they shove him, and he starts tripping out. And he says, "Oh, some angry Rotarian shoves you," and he's explaining the effects of the ether as they make their way into Bazooko's circus. And yeah, even inside there's the little dwarf. I forget his name. It's Mini Me, and he's got a little fez. It's not a red one, but he's got a little fez on, and it's a circus inside. And also the ties with the circus, the secret societies again, clowns, and all these. Yeah, the freak show. It goes on and on, and then yeah, of course, reptilian imagery in Fear and Loathing as well. And they get into the chrome, the adrecome. Chop, chop, chop. Chop that word up. Let's see. How do we do it? And yeah, reptilians popping up. So that's a movie we got to really analyze. Seen it hundreds of times. I love that movie. And interesting how all this is coming up again. Reptilians, Nephilim giants, Fear and Loathing. And so yeah, down here, back to Johnny Depp and Dead Man. It says the film crew of Dead Man reported a Bigfoot sighting when they were on location on Walker Road in, once again, Jedediah Smith State Park in 1995. I had no idea about that. And that also brings up the Bigfoot Playboy video. Who remembers that? A Playboy model that was featured on Jay Leno's show. And what's that? The Tonight Show? Yeah, beautiful Playboy model had gone up into the redwoods. They were filming, and I believe it was raining. And yeah, they captured something outside of it. Some, believe it's a hoax. I could see that. But then again, it's very possible that happened because those things do happen up there. And we got bro juggling customers over here, keeping the stream going. So yeah, definitely check this out for more nuggets. Anyone dig up any more nuggets while you're checking this out? Let us know. Drop a comment. And yeah, no, it doesn't go any further in the comments there. Yeah, super cool article there by Lost Coast Outpost. Where we at? We're gonna check the phone here. Let's see. Who? I have no idea, Tracy. I guess it would depend on what you're taking and how much of it is in the bottle. Definitely do some homework before any of that stuff. Read the labels, yo. You got to read the labels on anything. Buying an album, read the labels. Buying some food, read those labels. It's kind of scary reading those labels sometimes. Really don't want to. Boom, there we go. Scroll me down the chat there. What's up, Hillbilly Herb? Talk about gummies and Trumies. The hell, yeah. Hillbilly Herb up in the building. We need to pull up the bubbling water, the percolating water sound effects. for when heads come in like this, like hillbilly. Woo! Yeah, it's active up in here. Y'all can hear it. That's how we like it. Energy's high up in the shop right now. Boom. Friday night, y'all. 2 punk shows at the asylum next door. Keep that in mind. All right. Sovereign Cosmic Wildman. Where's he at? Here, we should probably page him. Sovereign Cosmic Wildman to the office. Yeah, some of his Bigfoot structure videos, stick formation videos, whatever you want to call these things. And he just posted 2, was it this morning? He did mention that last night. And again, to Foot Clan YouTube channel, I did not censor you on Bigfoot Society or any other channel but your other channel from my channel. That's the only spot you got blocked, homie. But no, other than that, there's no beef, bro. It's all good. Do your thing. I had to do that. We could talk about that anytime. Could do it live and direct. So yeah, Wildman's been he was on a little cross trip finding these crosses along his areas, and his areas are along the coast on the beach at Sovereign Cosmic Wildman. Check it out if you're into Sasquatch, Bigfoot, and the structures. So anyway, I wanted to pull up. He was finding a lot of crosses, and I questioned the crosses. You know, a lot of us like to look for more of the TPs and more intricate type of stuff, but the cross, it's a thing. I remember finding a Mendocino along the coast. There was a massive boulder, and on top was a teepee, and on top of the teepee was a cross. And did document that. Anyway, this is another spot. This jumped out. Where I was finding some crosses too, wild man, and this is years ago. This is up in Humboldt. This is years ago.
This big old piece of driftwood, and then you got this cross
I was finding a bunch of little crosses in this area, and I was like, oh.
That looks a little funny too, like a cross, and that's been placed on top.
Reminded me of Wildman's latest cross video. So, big up Wildman. Keep up the good work. And yeah, that's one of my areas there, one of my coastal areas. Yeah, I would find tons of structures along the beach as well. I actually seen a video the other day. A guy built a small little like lean-to, and he built it to block wind. I was like, oh, there you go. We've always suspected that. But do the Squatches build them too? On the beach, I think so. There's something going on there. But yeah, the one that he built wasn't massive. Pretty small. He actually had a crouch down and was mentioning about doing squat exercises as well. And if I'm missing any questions or comments, don't forget you could drop. You could put it in all caps. See if I see it. If not, drop it in the comments so I can get back to you. Let's see, Sasquatch. What else did we have? So we went into a couple of things there. Pretty cool. And we also have up in the area up north is the Bigfoot Trail, which I have not hiked. I remember a man going missing several years back along the trail, and he had several days out there. I'm sure a grueling experience. Several weeks possibly, and luckily he was found as well. Lucky dude. I think he was with his dog, but it was just when I believe the trail had opened or it was renamed or something new had happened. The trail was new to me. I was living up there at the time, And I was like, I never heard of this trail, but it's quite a trail, and you can't just, you got to prepare for it. And this dude was prepared, but yeah, it's no easy trail. It's actually quite long if you take a look here. And I like this land acknowledgement here, and actually the map. See, it goes from the coast and it whips up into central southern Oregon there, and whips back into looks like central California, whips by Shasta, and yeah, looks like a very interesting trail there if you want to. And it's called Bigfoot Trail. If you're looking for Bigfoot, that might be the place, folks. All right, when we doing this? And what I like about I'm gonna zoom in here, the little map here, it has all it looks like native names. Check that out. Super cool. See, even they spelled Hoopa with U instead of two O's. You can see the Wintu, Shasta, Karuk. I don't see they put what's the other one? Oh, there's a Yurok. Yurok. They even mentioned the Wiyat. Yeah, anyone been on this trail? Maybe you got some stories to share, some encounters. There's Roger. And I wonder if who else is in here? And a good evening to everyone. Wookie Cookies, Magneticus. I'm sure you could find those up north. All right, let's see here. Let's go ahead and nope, we won't do that. Yeah, let's go ahead. I was mentioning that I have a county named after me. Could any of you find it? Let's see. Could I zoom? Look at that. Right right next to lake. So I'm wedged in. I'm under Tehama. I like that. And then we got Butte on the side. That's not Butt County. It's Butte, folks. Colusa. Got Colusa under me. I don't mind that. And then Lake and Mendocino to the left there. But yeah, there's no reports that I have found out of the BFRO for Glenn County. But anyone got any reports, any high strangeness out of Glenn County, please let us know. We're super interested. I have been to my county. And, pretty flat lands, a lot of farmland around there. Not too many hills. It's all good. Yeah, I wanted to put that out there. We did talk about that earlier. I'm sure some of you were wondering what does he mean he has a county? Yeah, that dude. Remember that dude up in Trinity who has a whole town to himself? That's super rad. And he's looking for people to move in. As long as you could work your end, you could have a spot on his land. That's super cool. All right, yeah. So it got really hazy out here earlier. It was all right. I was gonna say clear, but no, not clear. Visible, but it got all murky and yeah. So we'll see. Yeah, you could you could tell here. That's Catalina. See how it has that weird silvery, and it's too bad it's not silvery, like naturally silvery. That would be beautiful if it was, but no, it has this murk. There's this funk in the air, and that's what it's looking like out here, folks. It's kind of like this weird. Ugh, I don't know. I don't like it, and we must report on it. Yeah, so looking a little funky out there. Not sure what it's looking up your way, but yeah, that's how it's going down here. That's also love you, Catalina. Looks like the tip of a water tower just buried. Peace, bro. Have a good night. Yeah. Yeah, the casino. You talking about the casino, Diesel? That's the casino, bro. You know, and speaking of fear and loathing, and we're just talking of fear and loathing, casinos come to mind, right? Some people don't like frequenting casinos for many reasons. Maybe they tend to lose money there, or they don't like the smell of cigarettes or the smoke of the cigarettes, or just being around a bunch of crazy people. And I don't know. I have fun there. I like going to Vegas. It's one of those. I think it's a paranormal spot. All types of weirdos. You know, you got high strangeness. You're in the middle of the desert in this wonderland, right? What was it? In Fear and Loathing, there's here a quote comes to mind. I think it's he's quoting Bazooko's Circus also, which we were just talking about, and he's saying Bazooko's Circus is what the U.S. would be if the won the war. Who remembers that? Remember that, Steve? Oh no worries. I thought my brother was listening. But yeah, no, my brother. I could always pick any quote out of that movie. I could ask my brother. He knows that movie, but backwards, forwards, and yeah, you got some jetty rocks there. So I wonder, you know, Dr. Sheep always talks about these fast movers over in his area of Marina del Rey, which is Catalina's off the coast, pretty much off of Marina del Rey. You could go off the coast, and eventually you'll probably hit Catalina. Maybe you go to the right or left a little bit, but it's right off the coast, and that's where Dr. Shipe is. And he conducts his investigations, and he believes, and I think he's right, that these objects, these fast movers, are coming out of the jetty rocks. Because he's right on the coast there, and his cameras are pointed, and he sees all the activity happening there. So you got some jetty rocks here. And so, yeah, these fast movers, I guess they could be maybe USOs as well. Latchkey Hustle has captured these things coming out of the mountains here from his area. And, you know, he does fabulous work with this stuff. So it's like these things are in the earth, in the ocean. Or is it in another dimension, bruh? I don't know. But anyway, let's take another look around Southern California here. Hopefully, your days are looking a lot brighter than this. But overall, again, can't complain about the day. It's been great so far. Thank Ja. And we'll cruise on over to Mount Wilson right quick. There's Santa Monica. So that's Mount Wilson here. And oof. See, you could really see that murk that I'm talking about there. It's all dusted. Yep. Bunch of all right. let's cruise on up. Let's cruise up to there's a few cams I got set up here. So we're taking a look around Cali, SoCal at the moment. And there's a cool, let's see, Big Bear one that I was able to pull up here. And really quick, anyone hear about the volcano erupting off the coast of Oregon? You guys check out this channel. I don't know how this guy says it's real footage. I don't know if there's real footage of this. But the volcano, the huge volcano that's predicted to erupt, or I guess it's just starting to erupt here. But they say that the people on mainland have nothing to worry about, and that we've had these before. But yeah, I thought I was like already like, uh-oh. They're pumping the fear in me. I'm starting to feel it. I was thinking volcano blowing off the coast of Oregon. Yikes. Anyone been following that? No. Whole lot of Bigfoot festivities coming up. I've been mentioning a few, and if we get a chance, we will share that. So let's take a look at Old Crater Lake, one of our favorite areas to check out while there's still daylight out. And always a lovely view. See, up there you got that silver look, but I don't think, it's what's happening down here. Maybe a little, because they do get, those trails are everywhere. So it could be, but I think this is just a whole lot of weather that's always up that way. The other day, you couldn't see anything on the cam. And of course, a salute to Wizard Island there, and the mysterious Crater Lake. Love it. Catarific, says Duke. Dukefoot in the house. He was just on with Rob yesterday, I think it was, right? Yeah, what else? Friday night, I know Stringers are going to be out. Stringers were out last night. I was checking them out. Heard about those escaped inmates in New Orleans, or was it Louisiana somewhere? Was it out of New Orleans? I don't know, but pretty cray-cray. I heard they caught one down to 10. And I see the doc is on. Yeah, we'll go hang out with you guys. Dr. Dennis Carroll, Hunting the Shadows, is on live. It's always cool to go get some knowledge from him. He's been around this planet a long time. So, yeah, and we're about just a little over an hour here. So we'll just wrap it up and maybe continue this when we get to the crib. Yeah, it's been fun. And let's get a little audio going here. Come on. There we go. Work with me now. Yeah, a little more Bigfoot stuff for you there. Brought to you by Bigfoot Dwarf. Sky's the Limit. Skywatch Team. Skywatch Squad. Sky's the Limit Smoke Shop. NorCal Bigfoot Project. NorCal Southern Oregon Bigfoot Project. Yeah. One love, everyone. And we'll tap in eventually. When? Not sure. You never know. We're unpredictable here, all over the place. We got more to share, so stay tuned. Smash that. You know what? Hit that ding dong. Make sure your notifications are on, and yeah, share us out if you'd like. If you got some Bigfoot or cryptid activity or weird, strange stuff that you'd like to for us to report on, hey, drop us a little something something. Got an email as well. There's many ways to get a hold of us, so there it is. Oh yeah.